Imagine leaving everything you know behind, seeking refuge in a foreign land. But why would citizens from one of the world's wealthiest countries, Singapore, choose this path? In 2024, the United Nations Refugee Agency reported that 322 Singaporeans had already sought asylum, surpassing previous year's totals. What's driving this rise? Today on 2230, we'll uncover the complex story behind this trend, from high-profile cases to historical precedents of political exile. But here's where things get even more interesting. What does it mean when even prominent figures like Lee Hsien Yang and Lee Suet Fern are granted asylum abroad? As you follow along, ask yourself, why would citizens of a nation known for its economic success and stability choose to seek refuge elsewhere? Some cases make headlines, like LHY and LSF, who took 2 years to secure UK asylum status. Their application process highlights the rigor and impartiality of the UK's asylum system. But their case is more than just about them. It signals growing unease within Singapore's political environment, especially when the asylum was granted on the grounds of credible fears of persecution. This situation raises important questions about civil liberties in Singapore. Singaporeans seeking asylum represent just one side of the coin. For those remaining in the country, reports reveal an increasingly restrictive environment, with limitations on civil liberties like press freedom and freedom of speech. In fact, Singapore's recent Human Rights Measurement Initiative scores, 7.34 safety from the state and 4.24 empowerment, paint a concerning picture. But here's the thing, these scores aren't just numbers, they represent real challenges faced by everyday citizens. Think about it. What would you do if expressing your views could lead to legal repercussions? We'd love to hear from you. What's your take on these limitations? Let's dive even deeper. Not everyone fleeing political tensions chooses the formal asylum route. Some, like Terry Xu of The Online Citizen, have simply relocated. Xu moved to Taiwan, driven by concerns over political suppression. His story illustrates how restrictive laws, like Singapore's anti-fake news law, often lead to self-censorship. Imagine having to filter your thoughts continuously. Is freedom worth leaving home for? Drop your thoughts below. We're curious to hear what you'd do in a similar situation. To understand today's exiles, let's look back. In the 1960s and 1970s, political dissent often led to forced exile. The 2013 documentary To Singapore, With Love gives voice to those who were silenced. Today, the film's legacy lives on, reminding us of how dissent has historically shaped Singapore. Fast forward to 2024, and these same patterns seem to persist, as citizens continue to seek refuge abroad. Singapore's lack of legal protection for asylum seekers who come to its shores is another significant factor. Unlike nations that signed the 1951 Refugee Convention, Singapore's policies leave asylum seekers vulnerable to deportation. From 2019 to 2020, cases emerged of individuals being denied entry or deported without proper evaluation of their protection needs. Imagine if you had no legal assurance of safety upon arrival, would you still take that chance? And while Singapore's economic success is widely respected, rising living costs and growing political discontent have heightened frustrations. Is it possible that many Singaporeans feel like frogs in boiling water, with restricted freedoms escalating so gradually that the urgency to leave only hits when it's critical? We'd love your insights here. What does this analogy mean to you? Thank you for tuning in to 2230. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth news coverage, and leave your comments below. What would you do if your freedoms were under threat? How would you respond to restricted rights? We're eager to hear your thoughts, so let's keep this conversation going.